Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm your football newsman, Brandon. Today we're sinking to even lower lows, Perna. I wasn't planning on doing an episode today as I was supposed to meet my mom for lunch. But she bailed on me after making plans with her new friend Zach. Bears receiver David Moore was arrested last week, becoming the third Bears free agent to achieve that stat this offseason. Duane Brown was also arrested in Los Angeles. I will reveal the real reason the Broncos will be the scariest team in 2022, and it's not what you think. All of that on That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to get dumber. Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy, which will double your first deposit up to $100 when you sign up with my code That's Good. Now, I'm doing something a little different today. I'm putting links in my description for my private fantasy drafts on Underdog. I'm gonna have a $25 private draft, a $10, and a $3, and they're gonna be slow drafts. What are slow drafts? Well, each pick, there's about 8 hours in between the picks, or 8 hours for you to make your pick, so they take a while. You draft at your leisure. They're super fun to do. But the only place to sign up for those private drafts is below with my links. Once the draft is full, it begins, and then we play. We play on Underdog. And if those private draft stakes aren't big enough for you, use my code That's Good when you sign up for the Best Ball Mania 3 tournament, which has tens of millions of dollars in prizes they're giving out. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, NFL Reddit. Today I learned something about the NFL that I did not know. Hurdling used to be a penalty in the NFL. Jake AG52 created a post asking what is the best NFL rule change. And in that thread, Conboy31 dropped this absolute gem showing the illegal hurdle, but more importantly, the ref's signal for the penalty. That is the cutest penalty signal I've ever seen. If the NFL wants to keep emphasizing taunting, then just make this the new signal for the infraction. Fans will root for taunting just so we can watch an NFL official do this, and then in turn taunt him for that little cute gallop. Condoleezza Rice has been added to the Denver Broncos ownership group. This is great news for everyone hoping the Broncos would be the first NFL team to start a new war in the Middle East for oil. The Denver Broncos are now owned by Walmart, with an ownership group that has powerful ties to the White House, Star Wars, Starbucks, and JP Morgan. If you don't think Russell Wilson will be president of the United States one day, you're not paying attention. President Wilson wins in a landslide in the newly formed corporate party. Also, the Broncos will be allowed to waterboard opponents at halftime to get info about their game plan. And yes, by waterboarding, I mean forced to stare at these wet pictures of Russell Wilson. Former Seattle Seahawks tackle and current free agent, Duane Brown was arrested at LAX. That's Los Angeles International Airport for anyone lucky enough to not have flown through there. Brown was apparently arrested because an unloaded gun was found in his luggage by airport security. Ironically, an unloaded gun is what Russell Wilson called his offensive line over the last half-decade. Now at age 36, I'm not sure how many teams were interested in Brown's services as a tackle, although he was a Pro Bowl injury replacement for Trent Brown last offseason. Now personally, I would not sign a player who, is dumb enough to accidentally attempt to bring a gun into a plane with their carry-on luggage. This was the statement from Brown's camp. To err is human, and this was clearly an accident. As a law-abiding citizen, Duane will continue to exercise proper judgment and continue education on gun safety measures. Gun safety measures, huh? Don't bring a gun on a plane is one of them. I get, maybe bringing more than 3.5 ounces of liquid to the security checkpoint at TSA, that's an accident. Forgetting to take the batteries out of your vibrator and then letting that go through airport security. That's an accident. Bringing a gun onto a plane, that's called stupidity, Duane. It's just a weird thing to forget you had in your bag. Now, it was brought to my attention that last week, 3 Chicago Bears players have been arrested this offseason, and all 3 were free agent signings by new GM Ryan Poles. Poles, another word for bars, which he apparently prefers his players to be behind. Wide receiver David Moore was arrested a week ago, I think, and linebackers Matt Adams and wide receiver Byron Pringle also arrested in April and June this offseason. So let's just spin the wheel and guess what it was that got him arrested. Car, gun, weed, fight, domestic violence, drugs, or any combo of the above. I guarantee 95% of these arrests will have occurred in either Texas or Florida. So Matt Adams, what did you sign up for? Oh, misdemeanor gun possession. Which is a crime in this country? Where? Byron Pringle, you get reckless driving and driving with a suspended license. David Moore, what did you do? Oh, classic, fell asleep in your car at a Taco Bell drive-thru. Did you have weed in the car? Check. Was it in a state where weed is legal? Nope. Did you have guns in the car? Sure did, 3 of them. What state were you in, David? Texas. Guns? Texas? That's illegal? Reckless driving though, Byron. Where were you? Florida. Okay, that makes sense. And Matt, oh shit, you got dinged in Illinois for your gun. So kind of all over the board here. Now, Matt Adams has a court date for his weapons charge on August 24th. He stated he has a license for his gun, but that license was not registered in the state of Illinois. So, see, Duane, that seems like a mistake. And these charges seem to be the least severe. Adams is a linebacker, served in a reserve role with the Colts last season, and came with Matt Eberflus to Chicago. Byron Pringle was arrested because he was doing donuts in his Dodge Challenger with a kid in the backseat. And the fact that Pringle only has enough money to buy a Dodge Challenger should be punishment enough. This also seems like the kind of charge we'll completely forget about starting now. And David Moore, well, he may be in the most trouble, possibly, at least in terms of maybe the NFL doing something. According to TMZ, Moore was found with a package of THC edible candies along with 3 pistols. He apparently smelled like marijuana during questioning. Now, too much weed also explains why David Moore tried to resurrect his career with the Bears. Moore's arrest occurred in Gainesville, Texas, where marijuana is only legal for medical use, so he better have some sort of card for that. He was booked on drug charges and unlawful carrying of weapons. Last offseason, Frank Clark was facing similar gun charges in the state of California and received no punishment from the NFL. I'm assuming unless something crazy happened here with David Moore, we can expect the same for him. The good news for Bears fans is I'm not sure any of these players were expected to contribute much anyway. Heinz Field, home of the Steelers, will no longer be called Heinz Field after the ketchup giant decided to not renew the naming rights for the stadium in 2022. Heinz put out an official statement that said, "Until you Steelers find a QB who can, dare I say, muster up at least one sexual assault allegation, we're out of here." Sadly, the new name will be Acrisure Stadium. Some insurance company? Damn, I was hoping for Miralax Stadium so they could replace those giant ketchup bottles that dump ketchup on the Jumbotron with 2 butts that dump shit on the Jumbotron every time the Steelers score so they could literally be crapping on the competition. Why dare I even dream? Finally, the big story. Zach Wilson is a homie hopper. Homie hopper. Not to be confused with my homie, Hopper, from Stranger Things. Although this is pretty strange. So, here's where the Zach Wilson stuff came from. Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend, Abigail, began dating Zach Wilson's college roommate former best friend and current Washington wide receiver Dax Milne. So my question is, which is more embarrassing? Dating a Jets quarterback or a Commanders receiver? Ugh. Zach's ex posted a picture of her and a man believed to be Dax Milne on her Instagram, and someone accused her of being a homie hopper. She replied saying that Zach Wilson had cheated on her with, get ready for this, his mom's best friend. She has since deleted that account and her entire account, but nothing goes away thanks to the magical screenshot button. And now this is a story. But you can tell this backfired because Zach Wilson has become a folk hero on Twitter. And I'm truly disturbed finding out how many people wanted to have sex with their mom's best friend. The list includes DK Metcalf, Chad Johnson, Elijah Moore. Okay, all wide receivers. That actually makes sense. Also, why didn't I get all of this love when I slept with my mom's best friend, Ruth? Instead, I had to go see a therapist. Now, I've never seen someone gain so much locker room credibility this fast. Wilson sucked last year as a rookie. Guys, getting sucked doesn't fix that. If that were the case, Jimmy Garoppolo would be undefeated. Right now, there are 31 NFL QB moms out there who need to worry about their son fucking their best friend so he can get his teammates to respect him. I'd also note that for any mom who says her husband is her best friend, she's not safe either. 2 months from now, this will be a real headline. Kirk Cousins sleeps with his own father to impress teammates. I mentioned Hopper from Stranger Things. Well, the most popular Zach Wilson meme is Billy from Stranger Things, who infamously was into one of the moms on the show. Personally, I like to think of Zach Wilson as the modern day Dustin Hoffman, the OG MILF conqueror from the classic film The Graduate. But I am classy and also respect history. And no, I'm not surprised it's the Mormon QB out of BYU to be the most sex-scandalous Jets QB since Joe Namath. It makes way too much sense in my eyes. And yes, the Jets offense going over 40 is still something you're probably only going to see off the field. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports, probably the dumbest episode of... well, there's a lot of dumb ones here. But if you want to watch a good episode, check out the one on the screen. Click it, I dare ya. And don't forget my underdog links are in the description. You can sign up for my private drafts there.